Last time on RimWorld Human Revolution, as we continued our journey towards migration goal as well as civilization development, we were joined by 3 new members, Wolverine, Nozen, and Baiko, each bringing their personal knowledge and experience. Thankfully, unlike last time, all of them managed to survive the episode. Scar's prolonged romantic advances towards Rock definitely didn't go unnoticed as they officially became lovers. Finally, as they kept moving towards equatorial regions, they discovered agriculture, making them one step away from advancing to the neolithic era, as they are yet to discover animal husbandry. So I wanted to start this episode by doing the tribal gathering, and I was just playing in the background trying to get to the point where I can actually begin it, because it was, well, just basically locked because we just did it at the end of the last episode. So I was just playing in the background, trying to get through the day, and basically we needed food. As you can see now, they're gathering some of the plants, vegetables, blah blah blah, all of that stuff. But I also needed some meat, and we just killed a coyote. And as you can see, Wolverine got hit. I'm not sure. Yeah, a scratch and a crack, which is not good. And basically that's why I'm starting this episode sooner, because I didn't think this through and I didn't think it would be a problem. I remember saying at the end of the last episode that I don't think we're gonna have much problem in the desert because there's lots of fruit and vegetables, and well, we can always kill animals like the gazelles. What I didn't think about is the fact that there are no mushrooms or the plants that have any healing properties, and basically now we are doomed to be tending without any medication, which is bad. I don't think it's gonna be bad for these, because it's not immediate danger. I don't think it's that bad. Might be wrong, I don't know. But if we end up getting into some actual danger, then we are in danger. That is the worst place that you want to be in danger. So I just recall myself saying that I won't be attacking the hippos, and now I know for sure that I won't be doing that because 100% they can do damage to us, and it's not gonna be some little scratches and stuff. They are going to mess us up really badly, so I'm not taking any chances. Hypothermia again, cool. Actually, let's just do the tribal gathering, why not? Of course, you're standing outside the space. Can I wish... Inspect baby jeans? What? She's pregnant! Why didn't it tell me? I don't recall getting a notification. Thanks, game. Amazing. Well, at least now we know. Ooh! Construction. But that's still not what we wanted, right? Basics. Okay, so this time I think no points went towards animal handling. We were at 48, I think, right? Or maybe was it 46? I don't remember. But we got construction. That's amazing. We also need that for animals, so that's cool. We are almost done with bows. Cultivation is not even halfway through, but we do have some stuff here that we will need. What do we get here? Okay, I don't think it's that important. It's cool stuff, but we can have that at the beginning. It's okay. Okay, so even though we didn't move last day, because I don't know, I just forgot, and it's not that difficult to survive here. We just had to move towards the geyser and back, as you can see. We can easily survive here, so that's cool. So that's why I wasn't forced to move as quick as I could. So we're just going to do it now because I'm kind of worried about the no healing plants situation that I discussed earlier, because I don't know, it's quite dangerous and I don't want to lose anyone, so I feel like it's better if we move now. Okay, so we are just going to move to the tundra, but out of curiosity I just checked what's the temperature at the poles, and somewhere here was minus 94 Where was it? Oh, here. Like, damn. Can you imagine? 97. Damn. Good luck there. Okay, so we just arrived at the new tile, and straight up I can see some healing plants, so that's amazing. I'm not sure where we... Oh, what is... Oh, no, 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 no. We escaped that bear the first time. We are going to escape it again. So we are going to go somewhere here to settle. And I'm just going to do it, you know, same old, same old. And I will be back with you guys once we have the camp set up. I don't know what's up with Wolverine, but every time we attack a bunny, he gets bitten. Like, I don't know. Why does that happen every single time? Okay, let's do another tribal gathering. We are doing quite well, and as I checked, we are only 2 moving tiles away. I don't know how to describe that. It's not just tiles, but you know, as we move 2 tiles, we have these 2 movement actions away. I don't know how to describe that, but I guess you know what I mean. So we will be there, and then we will end up here, which is, from what I've gathered, the warmest tile around this whole thing. This single tile. That's where, like, you know what I just did? I just pointed with my finger, like, as if you can see that. But yeah, that's where we're going. And once we are done with this tribal gathering, I guess we can just move again. Nice. But you don't know what cooking is, so that's not happening. Well, that happened. Why? Okay, we still didn't get the research. Did we at least got some... Okay, we got 1 point towards it. So we're just 1 point away. Okay, so let's just keep going with the tribal gatherings. We don't have much to do in this episode because we are still migrating towards our goal. We are not that far away, but, well, we don't have anything better to do. First time they actually gathered around the campfire, because they usually just stand so far away from it that this time they actually get the heat from it, so at least they won't get hypothermia. Although it's 11 degrees, so I don't think they can get hypothermia anyway. Well, it's 12 now. Where was that when we were in like minus 20 degrees? And you didn't care at all. And you had to constantly keep standing over the geysers to just survive. To be honest, that kind of makes sense because they're learning. I know that it's just random, but from the storytelling, that means that they like developing the intelligence because we learn, because we get the research. That's actually okay. That makes sense. that makes sense. Okay, never mind. You didn't hear me moan again, like in every single episode, over just some trivial mechanic in the game. Yes! Yes! Nice. Finally. An encouraging tribal gathering. That's okay. I don't care about that, but the first piece of information is the most important. What about the rest? Okay, we are getting there. And then we will just have 3 of these. So we are officially ready to go into the Neolithic era. I just told them to form a caravan and move to another tile, which is 1 tile movement, whatever we call it, away from our destiny. So that means that in this episode, as I predicted in the last episode, we not only got all of the research needed, which was just one research, but we didn't get it earlier, so we do have it now. And we are almost at our goal, which is this tile, which we will get to in this episode. We only just started, so it's obviously gonna happen. And once we get there, we can officially advance into the Neolithic era. So that's a huge episode today. Finally, we got to where we wanted to. But we still have this one tile away from our goal, first goal of this whole series. So let's just see what's inside this tile, and one last tile as wild man just traveling through this world. Let's go. Okay, so we are at our last nomadic lifestyle tile, or whatever you want to call it, but you know what I mean. And it's pretty good, I like it. There are 3 hot springs, which for some reason, I mean, I know why, it gives them a boost towards their mood and recreation. Bathing. And I think that's enough. And now, if they get bored, basically, they can get to hot spring and they will get a boost towards their mood, because they bathe in the hot spring, even though it's not hot, but I guess it doesn't matter for them. Oh wow. Okay, so maybe attacking Diabors isn't a nice idea. Like, I know they have the tasks, but I didn't know they do so much damage. I checked before attacking them, and it wasn't that bad. But I guess maybe Rock just got all of the hits targeted towards her. And, well, no one else got hit, so maybe, like, she got hit a couple of times, I don't know. But thankfully she didn't lose her arm, and it's not that bad. Okay, so it's time for another tribal gathering. Let's see. Okay, they did the same thing they did last time, but for some reason away from the campfire. And now, okay, it's not that cold, so... Well, okay, some of them do have hypothermia, but it's not that bad. Okay, I'm not gonna judge them. They obviously get the formation, but for some reason this time they stood away from the campfire. Okay, uninspiring, but we got the bow. That's amazing, because as you remember, Rock, she's really good with shooting, and I think someone else was good with shooting, right? Okay, Baiko is obviously also good with shooting, because why not? Because Baiko is insane. And Wolverine and Nozen are, well, what is it? Like, they have passion for it, or whatever it's called, so they can learn it quicker. So that's really good. So once we get into Neolithic era, we will start doing the bows. So we also have some, like, long distance range weapons. Jesus Christ. Where was it? Oh. Okay, we cannot do anything about it, but damn. That was close. Okay, so let's just do one last tribal gathering on this tile, and once it's done, we are officially on our tile. And as you can see here, oh, never mind, it's gone now because of the tribal gathering. Never mind, I didn't say anything, you'll see in a second. Okay, uninspiring tribal gathering, that's fine, but we got lumber, so that's nice. Okay, but about what I was saying is that, as you can see, now we can advance into Neolithic era, but we are doing that once we get to our final tile, where we will begin our civilization revolution, or whatever, I don't know. Okay, so as you can see, we are at our final tile, where we are going to advance into the Neolithic era. So I guess the last thing that we have to do is to advance into the Neolithic era. So let's just do it. I've never seen it happening, so I don't know what's going on, what is gonna happen. I know that there's some like corner store or whatever. Well, it doesn't say it now, but we will get something from it, so I don't know what it is. Okay. So, how do we pick the corner store? Exactly. Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm blind. Okay, we'll obviously change the name, but let's see. Movement speed is increased by plus 0.15. God. So many of them. Okay, so I just checked all of these cornerstones and I have a few ideas. I'm going to leave this cornerstone point for you guys to let me know what you think, because well, I don't know why I closed it, but as you can see, obviously we have plenty of them. There's so many to pick from, and some of them make sense for this era specifically, like a chance to tame animals is increased by 10%. The yield from where is it? The yield from animal handling or the plant jobs is increased, or the plant work speed is increased. There's also like the speed of construction work. That also makes sense, right? Because now we start to actually build something, so that will make sense. But on the other hand, I have this thing that we survived a really dangerous and exhausting event, which is an ice age. And if we go to this corner store, it basically enables you to be comfortable 5 degrees lower than you would normally be, which kind of makes sense, right? Like we survived really extreme low temperatures, so that would make sense that we will basically adapt to living in colder climates, right? That makes sense, because otherwise we would have died, but we didn't. Same goes for like the movement speed, because we are a nomadic group, just as everyone else. That would make sense that our movement speed increased. It also makes sense that maybe we will get more immune to diseases, right? Like it all makes sense. There are so many things that make sense. Same with like travelers forage additional 0.3 nutrition per day because we traveled so much. So there are so many things that make sense. Okay, I decided to record a voiceover for this part since I failed to say everything we need to consider here. This mod is based on animal, neolithic, medieval, industrial and so on progression, which means that besides this point, we will only get one more point in this series as we finish it right after Middle Ages. Therefore, I'm personally leaning towards something that will benefit us through Neolithic era, Iron Age and Classical Antiquity. They are all periods of vast expansions when it comes to civilization, not only architecture-wise, but also military, culture, and religion-wise. We only have a total of 2 points in this whole series, and currently we need something that will improve our ability to progress, as there is plenty of stuff that needs to be done as we enter these times. My personal favorite would be a Guild of Diligence, which gives us plus 5% to global work speed, which will benefit everyone. The other option, in my opinion, would be Scholars of Progress, which speeds up the research by 5%, again benefiting the whole colony, not just a specific task. Let me know what you think. I'm up for a brainstorm, so let's discuss it in the comments. Okay, so what I think we're going to start off with in this new era is obviously building something, but I don't think we should get straight up to wooden structures, because I don't think that would be accurate. I think we can start with tents. Once everyone has their own tent, then we can start actually building, but for now I want them to have somewhere to just hide in. And as we are at the point where I'm asking you guys for your input into the series, I actually also want to ask you, what do you think about the Ice Age? Obviously it was the main point of the Paleolithic era, and the main point was to survive it. And now that we are in the Neolithic era, should we just let it go? As in, just let it happen, keep happening, and wait for it to just end on its own? And I'm not sure if it will. Or should we turn it off because we survived it, so its purpose is kind of fulfilled? Let me know, because I'm fine with both. Okay, let me just quickly squeeze my voice over a bit to talk about something. As we officially enter the Neolithic era, we introduced new rules and ideas that we're going to follow. We finally get to settle somewhere and start building small huts, simple fences and granaries. We're allowed to create growing zones and domesticate animals. We can start creating stone tools and weapons, but nothing better than that. And this era is also the first time we are introduced to any idea of some sort of religion and divine beliefs. So we obviously continue with current rituals, as well as starting making new ones that are related to the weather and fertility, both our own as well as the agricultural one. We can start building small shrines to gods as well as ancestors. Okay, so now we are going to start a war with deer, because we need a lot of leather. Okay, so we just did what true humans do, which is basically get rid of any other animal that is next to you. That's so human of us. So I'm not really worried about losing all of the meat, because we would lose it anyway, right? We have no ways of keeping it refrigerated or frozen, so it's gonna spoil anyway. I'm just here for the leather, and that's it. We will also use some of the meat to tame the animals, so that's also a good thing. Okay, so I actually want to start our first farming or growing zone, whatever they call the growing zones. I'm a bit worried to place them here, because with the mod that raises the water once it's raining, I think we're going to lose a lot of yield. So I think of doing them here and away from the geyser, because I think that will also affect it. But we have plenty of rich soil here. So, I don't know, like 7 by 7 I think is fine. And what I want to do is plant hay grass, yes, hay grass here, because we will need a lot of hay for our first buildings, because that's what I want to start with, especially for the door, etc. I don't want to start with the wood, as I explained earlier. I don't think it makes sense. It doesn't to me, so I don't want to start with wood. Okay, can we get people here? Because that's, I mean, that happened on its own, but that's something that I wanted to talk about, because there's another threat quite close to us. But first, let's just take care of this timber wolf. Okay, how badly? Okay, I don't think that's that badly. But Rock, you cannot. Wait, what about your pregnancy? It doesn't say you're pregnant. Did you lose the child? Wasn't she pregnant? She got all of the morning sickness and all of that stuff. Wait, I'm confused. What happened? Did she eat the baby? Yeah, the thread that I was talking about is right here, which is Smilodon. That's bad. And it is wounded, as you can see. Oh, okay. I literally was just talking about that. That is interesting, that the game tells you that someone is pregnant in the second trimester. Why? She got morning sickness, and we got the pregnancy mode, or whatever was the help thing here. Like we knew earlier. Interesting game, really interesting. So yeah, the other threat is this guy right here, and we need to take care of him, although he is bleeding out. Oh my god, what is going on? How dangerous is this thing? I know that we just changed and switched to another, what is it? Another era. But that doesn't mean that you can just throw anything at me. Okay, I think we're going to be badly wounded here. Can you run away from it? I need you all to be together. Okay, let it come. Run! Oh god. Please don't die. Oh god. Oh god. I'm worried. Okay. I think everyone is... Oh my god. That was a lot. If that Smilodon comes, we're gonna die. Jesus Christ. What happened? Okay, just let it bleed out. Like, that's fine. But how many... Okay, we need a lot more medicine. A lot more medicine. Oh no! No! Guys! No, Rock miscarried. Oh no. Is that the baby? Oh no. Okay, never mind. I thought it was the baby. Oh my god. Never mind. It's just the bandage and blood. Never mind. But no, she lost the baby. That's not good. Did she get some debuff from it for miscarrying? Oh yeah. Oh no. Well, shit. Hopefully she's not gonna break. I don't think... Yeah, she's not at the point where she's gonna break, so that's fine. She doesn't care that she miscarried. So that's fine. I mean, she does, but not that much. This looks so funny. Can you imagine, like, how heavy is that thing? 240 kilograms. How did you lift that? No one knows. Okay guys, so I think that's gonna be it for this episode. I don't see... We can do another tribal gathering, because why not? At this point we can just keep doing them. As you can see, we built our first version of our, well, quote-unquote village. Obviously that's really early stages. It's just tents, but that's better than what we had up to this point, so that's amazing. The questions stand with obviously the cornerstone point. Which one would you like me to pick? We also have to think about the Ice Age, if we end it or if we let it just keep happening, because if we leave it, then we cannot really move from this tile because everywhere else will be too cold. Although on the other hand, now we can build stuff, so we can keep ourselves warm in the buildings. So that's also a good point. But here we are kinda like, we won't get hypothermia here. It's fine because it's the warmest tile in this area, at least. I don't know if on the entire planet, but in this area. So if we leave it, we can settle here if you guys want to. It's not a bad tile. I like it. Although there's no river, and I think rivers are quite essential for early cities, right? Like, they give you energy because of the aqueducts and the irrigation systems. And we got cultivation. Amazing. And another uninspiring tribal gathering. What's new? Let me know what you guys think. There's a snake here. Oh, the one that almost killed us last time. So yeah, let me know guys what you think. If we should end the Ice Age, what do we use the cornerstone point for? And I think that's gonna be it for this episode. I'm really happy with the outcome. We finally got to Neolithic era, a huge milestone in our series. And I think the next time, if we stay on this tile, we will start building actual village. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.